Didn't see you there. Just like the Bucs defense didn't see Jahmyr Gibbs on Monday night, Joe. Welcome back, everybody, to the Buc It Podcast with Joe Lozier and Clay Major. Myself, Joe.
Thanks for having us.
Joe, thanks for being here, man.
Yeah, I wish we were here under better pretenses.
Well, we did call this last week. We did say temper expectations. We were due for a loss, and here we are. So the final tune of 24-9.
Yeah, really. I guess there's a lot to get into here.
There is, man. Like, what's on your mind about this game? That your lasting impressions, if you will.
We all knew Baker was bound to have a game, right? I didn't realize it was going to come with 0 picks, right? 0 interceptions is great. He's got 2 interceptions after 7 weeks. That's incredible.
MVP performance so far.
Except he was trying to throw to Mike Evans all night long, and Mike Evans got taken out real early. Mike Evans 6'5". He was throwing to his 5'10" receivers like they were Mike Evans. All ball, air mail.
You had receivers crashing into other receivers, and as you aforementioned, the loss of Mike Evans. Huge, absolutely.
Even before we realized that it was going to be 3 months or so, give or take, that we're going to be without Mike. So there goes that 1,000 yards. RIP. What a run.
There goes. He still has a record, though, Joe, so there is some solace. But, we have lived through that whole decade, so it is kind of it's almost a hard pill to swallow.
But what a great – you're so right, though. Bucs fans of today's generation got to see Mike Evans put up 11 consecutive 1,000-yard games.
One of the greatest wide receivers that the greatest wide receiver we've ever had as an organization, but one of the greatest wide receivers I think will go down in NFL history again.
Yep. Second to none. Absolutely. Yeah, it's a shame. You just, that just can't stay healthy.
But so that on the topic of things we didn't like, what else did you not like from this? Didn't like to see Mike Evans leave and get hurt and lose the streak.
I didn't like our offensive line getting pushed back.
Nope.
I mean, Aiden Hutchinson had 0 sacks, but he dominated. And then having to chip on him and double team on him left that middle. Graham Barton, who looks great so far this season, he just got pushed back all game long.
Yeah, not a good game for him.
No.
And then that one kid that the Lions activated for this week,
right.
Alan McNeil.
Yeah.
That kid looks good, man. That kid looks good.
Yeah, he was pushing Barton around. Yeah.
There's a reason Dan Campbell was so adamant about him playing this week. He's friggin' playing, I think was his quote. So absolutely nuts.
Emeka, I mean, there were a couple passes to Emeka were both of them to Emeka in the end zone where he was open, and if he would have thrown it a half a second sooner, it would have been a touchdown. But he underthrew the ball because it was like Baker's decision making just wasn't.
It was weird night. I think Emeka, off the top of my head, had about 12 targets and turned that into 4 for 40 or 20, something abysmal like that. Especially on a night when Mike Evans goes out, you want to see that dog almost, man. I'm not questioning the dog on Emeka because he's proven he has it, but it's like
Baker couldn't get him the ball.
Couldn't get him the ball.
You know who was the dog?
And that might have been due to the offensive line to
Cade On.
Before you get to that, Cade On was a dog, as he's always a dog when Chris Godwin and Mike Evans are not in the lineup.
Dog.
Another thing I didn't like in this one, Joe, I'll give something that I was very not liking, was 23 plays in the first half and for only 58 yards.
That's like 2.1. That's not a lot.
It's about 2 yards of play, and it's not very good at all. You need 10 yards to get a first down.
Oh, yeah.
So that's not going to do it.
That math does not add up.
No,
that sucks. They even showed a graphic. I'm sure you guys listened and saw it on the TV, unless you were in Detroit, which I'm sorry they had to witness that. You flew all the way up there to see that. But at one point in the second half, or beginning of the second half, Jahmyr Gibbs had more rushing yards than the Bucs total and more receiving yards than the Bucs total.
Jahmyr Gibbs had more, and we got the game on in the background, and Emeka Buka just had a 20-yard catch. So that was the majority of his catches right there with 3:30 to go.
Hey, Cade On, put some gloves on, bro.
And then back to it. Jameer Gibbs had that 80-yard run, which was more than the Bucs had in the first half on that one play alone, Joe. So yeah, no, absolutely about that stat. So this is a game. There's a lot to take from it, a lot to learn from it. But I think this is one. Ultimately, this is not the team you are. You just have to work getting back to fundamentals and know your opponent.
Do you have any high spot? Anything that you liked about the game?
Man, yes. Don't make a scene. It's Jamel Dean.
Let's go.
I love me some Jamel. As we found out last week's, huge Jamel Dean fan. Awesome to see. Todd Bowles has defended this guy every year he's been in the league. I have as well.
I have been dogging this guy for 6 seasons.
Not a fan.
He has defended him for 6 seasons. I don't know. I'm not going to say that this was the Dean that we've seen 5 seasons prior, but Mr. Stonehands himself maybe put some sticky tack on his extra sticky tack on his gloves. Yeah. I don't know what he did, but he has never had a season. This is the 6th season in the league, 6th season for the Bucs. He's never had more than 2 interceptions in a season. He has 3 interceptions in the first 7 weeks.
Yeah.
One of them returned for a touchdown. That got us a $100 bonus bet from the Hard Rock. Thank you, Hard Rock. Appreciate that.
But Jamel Dean does something that Jacob Parrish did not do in this game, and that was stay upright on his feet. Because I'm on St. Brown. But that's one of the things we don't like. I'm not going to get back into the don't likes. Jamel Dean was something I liked from this game. Something else I liked would probably be Tej Johnson, man. Yeah. That kid is good. I was telling you earlier, reminds me of a Deshaun Jackson light, a little bit smaller and compact. But man, on that 23-yard touchdown catch, this dude hit every button on the controller. He did a hurdle first, then he did a juke, and then he did a spin to get into the end.
And a dive to get in.
Yeah, absolutely beautiful. So game balls to those two, both offense and defense, my game balls. Joe, I think you probably agree with that.
Yeah.
Other than that, not too many bright spots, man. Riley Dixon was another, I guess.
Riley Dixon, fun and good. Tyke Smith looked good.
Always. And a little shout out there, Bucs Nation.
Dennis, what are you doing, dude? You look like Devin White in his 3rd season.
New segment here. Clay's betting corner. I'm going to give you a tip every week here. Tyke Smith, always do the over on 6.5 for tackles and assists. He's your Bucs leading tackler, and it's pretty easy stuff to get with him. So do that.
Yeah, do that. And if you're going to do receiving props, don't do Rachaad White's yards, do his catches. Because the man had
PPR scam.
4 catches for 6 yards.
Yeah, looking like a Sean Tucker out there.
Goodness. So can we run the ball more than 11 times in a game? I know we were behind, but we're just going to abandon the run like we're playing in Byron Leftwich's offense.
So I mean, I think we've said everything to say about that Lions game.
All right, I'd like to move on.
Moving on, Joe. Before we get into the next week's matchup here, I think it would be a good time to discuss another injury that took place. R.I.P. Mike Evans.
R.I.P. Mike Evans. Hassan
Reddick.
How's he looking?
Not good. There was an update today. They're expecting to miss multiple weeks. However, we still don't have the MRI back, so that's super terrifying. At least for me. But Joe,
I personally, I know he's getting up there. He's long in the tooth, but did he make the team that much better?
He led the team in pressures. He did. But sorry about that. But he did. That makes the team better, right? In a sense.
Yes.
In essence.
Yes.
And there's also an issue with Todd Bowles and the fact that he is dropping Hassan Reddick more than Hassan Reddick has any right to be dropped back in coverage.
Yeah, I noticed that. He was getting dropped back, yes.
I mean, he's your best pass rusher, and we just don't let him rush the passer. And when he does, he leaves them in pressure. So I see where you're coming from on that, but I do think he was misplayed.
But Anthony Nelson can rush the passer, and Anthony Nelson can drop back too. He's tall. He's like a good old, what was the stork? What was the stork's name? The stork.
Big Bird?
No, the stork.
Miami Hurricane?
Was it Henderson? No, it wasn't Henderson. Somebody comment down below.
Blunt.
Someone comment down below. The stork. It was before our time. Madden. He was in Madden. Played outside linebacker. Had like big old elbow pads and
Junior
the
Seau?
wrist. No, big guy, big guy. Was it the Bengals? Was it the? Yeah, no, it was the Bengals. No,
I don't know. This is a Buccaneer podcast, Joe. Let me give you two defensive ends that I think the Bucs could target.
Trey Hendrickson.
Actually, that was my big splash. That's the big splashy one, right?
What do you think it would take to get him?
Oh, I mean, easily a first.
One,
maybe 2 2s, or I think if you did 2 2s, I think you'd have to throw in 4, 5, and 6 somewhere down the road. But I don't like this, Joe. One, a lot of cap hit. I think you just signed a contract extension for 30 mil plus. So I don't like that. But two, I don't like it because he's 32. His production's still there, 17 and a half sacks past 2 years. Phenomenal. Anybody wants that. But it's that time where pass rushers start falling off. JPP started falling off around. Shaq Barrett started falling off around now. Simeon Rice at that age suffered his career-ending injury in 2006 as well, if you want to go back in time like that. So that's what scares me. But a big, juicy suggestion I have here, which is more plausible and more realistic, is the New York Giants, Kevin Thibodeau. If I'm Jason Light, I pick up that phone right now, offer him, hey, look, what do we got? Get a deal done here. Last time we sent you a third round for Jason Pierre-Paul. I'll send you a third round again. And you know what? I'll throw in a 6 or 7. Probably start at 7 for Thibodeau. 5th-year option. He's on his 5th-year option. He's behind 2 studs in New York. Why not? Why not? You like that?
Jason, do you like that?
Pick up the phone, Jason.
Jason, send a little comment down below. Like and subscribe, Jason.
Like and subscribe.
Let us know in the comments.
This is a Super Bowl window and a Super Bowl caliber team, and you have to make trade deadline acquisitions to really put yourself over that hump, especially when you lose. Because you're losing a player, and the people behind him are not going to match that production. Anthony Nelson, great backup edge.
Rotation.
Great backup edge, who you would want to build a team with. But for starting every down, not so much. Chris Braswell has so far been a relative disappointment. I think in the run game, he's pretty good, but just can't get to the quarterback and isn't good coverage. So there's going to be some issues there.
It's just like his laterals. It's like he just can't move left to right very well, it seems like. Yeah. He can get up, he can plug a hole, he can tackle when the runner gets near him, but he just his east and west just doesn't do it. All right, so Saints.
Got the Saints Bucs, man. Going to New Orleans and to the Superdome, right? Is it still called Superdome? It is. Caesar Superdome. I was going to say Mercedes.
Yeah.
Can't stand the Saints. Absolutely do not like them.
Nope.
A despicable organization, classless. Won't even get
except for Drew Brees.
Yeah, except classy. No, get birthmark boy off of my screen, dude. Why is this dude on ESPN saying, "Oh yeah, I think the Saints can win the division" when the Saints were 0-3?
I said
with Spencer Rattler.
I said classy. I didn't say smart.
No,
yeah. I didn't say he gave good analytics.
Get birthmark boy off my TV. Done with him. Joe, the over/under in this game is 40.5 points. You're going to take the under, huh?
Yeah.
Gotcha. And the spread is 4.5. We are the betting line favorites in this one.
Interesting.
Who are you worried about in this matchup?
Oh, Alvin Kamara. That's like the number one and only one. That's it.
The Joe Schmoes will call this one. You tell us about the
Chris Olave. I get it, but like he's the only weapon there besides Juwan Johnson and Taysom Hill. But Alvin Kamara. You see Keandre Miller. Is out. Yeah, Kendra Miller is out. But we got whooped in week 1 against Bijan Robinson.
Mm-hmm.
We got taken to the house 2 nights ago.
McCaffrey does pretty good.
Yeah, McCaffrey had over 100. It's that shifty back that the Bucs struggle with, right? It's not the Kendra Millers, and it's not the
and Jahmyr Gibbs.
It's not the David Montgomerys, right? It's the shifty Jahmyr Gibbs. It's the C-Max. It wasn't Brian Robinson Jr. It was C-Mac. It wasn't David Montgomery. It was Jahmyr Gibbs. It wasn't who's your every year you draft Tyler Algier. It wasn't Tyler Algier. right? It was Bijan Robinson. And what is Alvin Kamara good at? He's good at catching passes, and his vision's there, and he knows how to do it. That's what I'm worried about. Other than that, I don't have that many worries. Besides, maybe it's a get what do they call it in baseball where you get home?
It's a trap game.
You get home, your getaway game, right? We have the bye week next week. You might be just looking forward to having their bye week next week.
Regroup, a lot of injuries. And speaking of that, looking at some of the injury reports here, once again, out Hassan Reddick, Mike Evans. But we also have Antoine Winfield showing up on the report as questionable. Chris Izzian, who I don't think's played all year. I actually think he's coming off IR, if I'm not mistaken. He's also questionable, and Brent Breederson's also questionable. Chase, on the other token, Joe, before I get too far ahead, Alvin Kamara is questionable. That is common at this stage of his career. Juwan Johnson's questionable with a neck injury, and Chase Young's questionable as well. And then lastly, Chris Olave, PPR scam himself in fantasy football. Does Chris Olave scare you? Because outside of Alvin Kamara, okay, actually, I won't phrase it like this because that's not really a yes or no question. Over under Chris Olave, 7 catches. 6.5.
Over.
You're gonna do that. And then over under 94.5 receiving yards.
Under, but not over. I mean, I think 94. Like, you nailed it. Did you have this down somewhere?
No,
like, that was, dude, you nailed it.
It's a Chris Olave at Bucs game.
7 for 93.
Yeah.
I mean, you nailed it, and a touchdown.
And I think Rattler's probably going to throw for 235 around there,
which is crazy that Rattler's going to throw for 235.
So, yeah. Joe, in this one, last week we were both correct. The scores were a little bit off, a lot lopsided than we imagined. But this week, though, sir, I am taking the Buccaneers, and I am going to give them a score of. Ooh, let me actually think about this. I didn't think about it.
I'll give you mine. I have it written down.
Yeah, what's yours?
I got 13-17.
Low scoring, huh?
Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
27-23 Buccaneers. Ooh. Lock it in. That is actually going against the spread for New Orleans. I do think it's going to be a close game, but I think we're going to come away with it. New Orleans always plays us close, but I just
divisional game.
Divisional game. Yeah. I just don't see it. Beat the Saints. We don't like the Saints. They're the worst team. Horrible organization. Yeah. Classless. And we've been to Cowboys games. So.
Yeah. Phillies fans are nicer. This is crazy, right? Philly came to town a couple weeks ago, and their fans were respectable. You know who's not respectable when they come to town?
New Orleans.
Saints fans.
Who don't believe them Saints? Katrina. That's who.
Oh, no.
And Tom Brady. That's who. Get Birthmark Boy out of here. We're done with him. It's over. Go Bucs, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for coming. This is the Buc It Podcast with Joe Lozier and Clay Major coming to you every week to recap the Buccaneers and to preview their next week. Joe.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for listening. Like and subscribe.
If you like the podcast, if you like the thumbnail that was custom made by yours truly, subscribe. Like and subscribe. Leave a comment. Tell us what we can improve. As always, ladies and gentlemen, go Bucs.
Go Bucs.